People talk about the wealth gap like it's a natural problem that just happened over time, but it didn't happen naturally. It was engineered by the structure of the system itself. The wealth gap isn't a glitch. It's the outcome of the rules the system was built on. And the first rule is simple. The system rewards ownership more than labor. Labor stops when you stop. Ownership keeps earning while you sleep. This is why people working harder keep falling behind people who understand the system. The second rule is that the system compounds advantage. Once you have leverage, the system amplifies it. Once you have assets, the system grows them. Once you have access, the system expands it. This is why the gap widens even when people are working harder than ever. The system wasn't designed to reward effort. It rewards positioning. People assume the wealth gap is a moral issue. Lazy versus hardworking. Disciplined versus irresponsible. Smart versus careless. But the truth is simpler. The gap grows because the system multiplies leverage and drains labor. Labor has limits. Leverage does not. Labor is linear. Leverage is exponential. Labor trades time. Leverage controls systems. The third rule is that the system protects those who already have leverage. Tax laws are structured around ownership. Corporations benefit from scale. Wealth creates more opportunities to shelter itself. And credit becomes cheaper the more wealthy you are. You don't get punished for having more. You get rewarded for it. The fourth rule is that information isn't evenly distributed. People who grow up inside the system learn different rules than the people working inside it. They learn how taxes actually work. They learn how credit creates acceleration. They learn how assets outperform labor. They learn how to use systems instead of becoming part of one. Meanwhile, most people are told to work harder, save more, and wait. But waiting doesn't build leverage. And saving doesn't create scale. The system rewards action through tools, not time. It rewards structure, not sacrifice. It rewards ownership, not effort. The fifth rule is the most important. The system compounds in one direction unless you deliberately step outside the default path. You don't escape the wealth gap by working harder. You escape it by changing the layer of the system you operate in. You move from labor to leverage, from consumer to operator, from participant to owner, from effort to structure. The wealth gap keeps growing because most people are stuck competing in the part of the system that rewards the least. They trade time instead of building leverage. They chase income instead of creating control. They rely on cash instead of understanding credit. They stay within rules that were never designed to create upward movement for them. The wealthy don't work harder. They work on different things. They focus on decisions that scale. They focus on systems that produce value without them. They focus on positioning that multiplies instead of drains. If you strip away the noise, the wealth gap comes down to one truth. The system rewards those who understand it. It extracts from those who don't. This isn't about blaming the system. It's about seeing it clearly. Once you understand how the system actually functions, you stop playing the game the way you were taught. You stop relying on effort alone. You stop expecting labor to pay you like leverage. You start thinking like someone who controls the game, not someone who's controlled by it. The wealth gap isn't an accident. It's engineered by structure, leverage, and access. The moment you understand that, you stop taking it personally. You start taking it strategically. If this made sense, subscribe. At System Exposed, we break down the rules you were never taught so you can move smarter, faster, and with clarity. Once you see the system, you can't unsee it.